Hello! Welcome to the stream. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Ooh. I know I had a pretty decent day. I've been pretty productive. I've been working real hard on getting a bunch of stuff done. You know, how you do. I just reset my iPad, so hopefully that's ready to go. We'll get the doodling, do the doodle doos. All right, yeah. I drew a bunch of goblins today. So many goblins, like for no real reason other than I wanted to draw a ton of goblins. It was great. I had a good time doing it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. My name is Matt Brotherton. I am an illustrator by trade, and some might say a philosopher by nature. Here on this stream, we doodle doodles for you. Gobs of goblins. Gobs of goblins. That is an accurate depiction of that thing that I did. I forgot that when I restart my iPad, I have to plug my pencil back in or it won't work. And I was about to freak out because my pencil wasn't working. That's what you get when you have a Gen 1 iPad. You have to use the Gen 1 Apple Pencil. It's a whole thing. All right, bloom. And now I can plug my iPad back in and let it charge. Wow. So you want to hear something funny about goblins? I found out where the Smidge was in my Google Photos. And now he's here. Now he's available to be imported into Adobe Fresco, so we can get all of his colors and make him do a little dance. But that's Monday night's problem. That's Monday night. That's a smooch issue. We have a whole new bag to get into tonight. So let's do some doodling, shall we? What's currently on the wheel? Let's find out what's currently on the wheel. Not much. We got a baby Gumdrop Goblin named Smidge and Comatose Heart Sloth. So that's not enough stuff. Let's put a daily zombie on there, and let's put a 100 creature on there, and then that looks good. That'll get us going. That'll get the brain flow going. We got a couple of things we can do. So I am going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Now is your time. Now is your opportunity. Now is your chance and your power to add things to the wheel. But that's all times. You can always add things to the wheel. So let's do it. Let's add to the wheel. Or let's spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. 80s Taco Viking, spin that wheel. Boo 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 da doo boo. Maybe a random animal put reindeer antlers on them. Smidge the baby Gumdrop Goblin. Random animal with antlers. All right, I added random antler animal to the wheel, but first we have to draw Smidge the Gumdrop Goblin baby. And I suppose for that we could bring back our other Gumdrop Goblins just to have a little inspiration. So we'll put Smooch up here in the corner as a little reference image. Oops, not files. Cancel. Images. And we'll snag this little Smeech reference image, and we'll put him up here in this corner, and that'll be the Smeech reference image. So, what is a baby in the cartoon world? You know, we're really talking about some fairly well-established character design concepts. When you're talking baby in the cartoon world, you're talking about like big eyes. That says big eyes, just in case anyone's curious. Oversized head. Diaper. Those are really the things that are baby kind of trademarks. So we had to figure out how do we work those into a Gumdrop Goblin design. So it's very similar to the same thing we went with when we were working on Smidge and we were going, how do you feminize a column? How do we babytize a column? That's a fun character design challenge, really. So right off the bat, because of Smidge's original design concept here, we lose some of the best shorthand we have for like baby design and concept designs. One of the things that we use to say this character is a baby or a toddler or something is body to head proportions. So you might have heard the idea that like your body is like 6.5 heads tall, right? So like a normal person is proportioned something like this, roughly. And a baby is proportioned like this. Like that's part of the shorthand, is that babies are basically half head. And toddlers are like 2/3 or third head, so on and so forth, until you get to that magic ratio. Unless you're a comic book superhero and then you're 8 heads tall, basically. It's the whole thing. So we know what we're gonna have to start doing is, first of all, we're gonna have to just make Smidge shorter here. Mostly head. And then we'll come down, and we also know we need Smidge's head to be whiter, or eyes to be whiter. Big eyes make things cute because they remind us of babies. That's part of why my art always comes out cute, is because I'm not good enough to draw anything without giant eyes. It's just my art style is big eyes. And then maybe we make Smidge a little sad looking with little tiny tusks, because babies are always sad looking. And then we give it like a runny nose. Babies always have snot. And then maybe it's all head, just a sphere. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. So we start with just a sphere. And this is going to be my face line here. Little flapper arm. Yeah, let me bring back a big smile, but little tiny tusks and a little tiny tongue. I like to think that the bigger, I just had this thought. So in my head, I was going, I like this idea that the bigger Gumdrop Goblin gets, the bigger their tongue gets. Like their tongue never stops growing. They're like alligators, but all licky. But I just had this other concept of like, what if it's the opposite? What if they're born with their tongues already fully grown? Get rid of that. Like, that's a definite way we could go about it. So like, I'm gonna grab a slightly different color here and then sketch in a big old tongue like this. So that's one possibility. Oops, that is coming down like that. Big old giant pupils. And then like Smidge, and his ridges will be slimmer and or no bumps or indents on the top. I was actually thinking about having just like little nub ridges. Like they grow in like antlers. But also real big eyebrows like Smidge's eyebrows, because Smidge has eyebrows. But overemphasized to just kind of drive up that big giant baby eyes kind of thing. Like the top of the head grows in as they age. If that makes sense. Little flappy here. Just a little implication of body shape there. Little flat on the bottom of the sphere. But maybe we do fully have little ridges fully. They are ridges, they're there. They just aren't grown in yet. That would be cute too, the small spaced bumps. So here, let's hide Smidge and Smooch. Because I think this is a pretty good concept sketch here. What do you think? Is this our Smidge? And then maybe just for funsies, we come in here. I don't know. How do you draw a diaper? How do you draw a diaper? Oh, things that I never thought I would have to ask myself. Cartoon diaper. I know that diapers have like a thing on the side. Oh God, don't Google cartoon diaper, people. That is definitely not something I should have done. But it looks like I could come like this and just kind of around like that and keep it real simple with little tapey things. Little tapey things. I don't touch babies. Babies are gross. Bring it up. Ooh, that's on a different layer than it should have been. Cancel. Undo. Let's merge those layers because they should have been all on one layer. Merge those down. Move him up. Recenter him. And then bring that little wrapper back around like that. So I think this is our Smidge. This is our baby Gumdrop Goblin. I'm still torn on the tongue because I like this. Actually, this is a good like character design. It would make a really good sticker. I can already tell that. But the other thing I was thinking is like it would make sense to have like, you know, a binky instead of a mouth. But that might be too Maggie Simpson. That might be the problem there. That's too Maggie Simpson. We're gonna go with the giant tongue. So I'm liking this character sketch. This is a good silhouette. Just good looking fun character already. So we will do what we do, and we'll start by drawing tongue out. So we're there. Little stripe. Smidge's mouth has little nubs of tusks. Oh, even smaller tusks. Will the diaper work being not a biped? I'm gonna try it. We'll see. We'll see. If it doesn't, we'll clean it. We'll delete it off the sketch. So we'll go even smaller tusks. And big smile. Big gumdroppy goblin smile. I think once I have cleaned the line work up a little bit and show you the secondary sketch, you'll agree that this we'll know at least. I might be completely overestimating how well I can pull it off. I mean, physics-wise, would the diaper work without him being bipedal? Probably not. I'm not even sure that Gumdrop Goblins defecate. Like, keep in mind, these things are basically slimes that take a shape, but do not have any kind of bones or anything inside of them. They are very much a liquid. an ooze as far as their actual physiology. So we don't know. We don't actually know what they got going on. Little tiny baby ridge. There. I like the little baby ridges. I think that's cute. His stroller could just be a tray with wheels. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's another thing we can do to say this is a baby. Right? Come in here, draw a little circle. Babies come with rattles. And so we can give them a little foldy flap action. Here's the top. Then we come down a little farther. There we go. There's the little flap. And then this would come like this. Here's the top of the diaper. Little bit like this. And then we just finish out the diaper bit here. So there's our basic line art. I'm in. We are, so if you're just getting here, and I know at least one person is because they just said I'm here. Earlier this week, we did Smooch. Smooch is a female Gumdrop Goblin based on the original concept design of Smidge, the Gumdrop Goblin. So, Smidge is this green one. Smooch is this pink one. When we did Smooch, we came up with the idea that it would be fun to do Smidge, the baby Gumdrop Goblin. So, okay, what do we think? Is this diaper working? I'm not sure it is. What if I trim it off and then come back in here and just give a little, yeah, I think we're better off without the diaper. I actually did not know Smidge was a Gumdrop Goblin. The world of Smidge is constantly evolving. Smidge being a Gumdrop Goblin specifically came about, I want to say 2 years ago. It came up about the same time as Midjourney first started being a thing, because a lot of the Midjourney experiments that are on Paramon's Discord server while we were playing with Midjourney way back in the day were Gumdrop Goblins, trying to come up with a Gumdrop Goblin. Yeah, and a Gumdrop Goblin is basically half slime, half goblin, is kind of the idea behind it. If you are a Dungeons and Dragons player and you want to play a Gumdrop Goblin, they are a re-flavored version of the what are they called? Plasmoids from Spelljammer. So like Plasmoids, one of their abilities is they can extend a limb super far. Gumdrop Goblins do that with their tongue. So like that's how the stats block you would use. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to bring up the smoothness on this stroke and also the size of this pen a little. And we'll go full blown womp. I will admit that the entire reason I did like a bunch of different goblins on the 100 Creatures Challenge illustration I did today was because I wanted to draw Smidge and Smooch and like didn't want to actually have to sit down and explain to people that Smidge and Smooch are Gumdrop Goblins, because that's not like a concept that exists outside of the world of Perriman's brain. And the Smidge and Friends potential cartoon. But Smidge looks good. I'm going to have to do like a Smidge and Friends cast image at some point. Because there is like a whole cast of characters that we've come up with. Mostly Perriman has come up with. I've done art for them, but he's come up with the characters really, for the most part. Although Smidge is 100% Taco Viking stream original. Tricerabear is a concept idea for a baby Gumdrop Goblin. But like Smidge has a pet mimic that is basically a dog shaped like a treasure chest. His best friend, from his perspective, is an illithid skull that is basically a demi-lich. Like the skull is the lich illithid. That's pretty much the cast that's so far been developed. And I think I'm not a particularly big SpongeBob fan. As far as like my cartoons that I love, SpongeBob is a little after my time. But I think if you're wanting vibes for what a Smidge cartoon would be like, a Dungeons and Dragons SpongeBob might be a pretty accurate description. My brain has already assigned a voice to Smidge, and he's saying, "Not the mama, not the mama, not the mama," because SpongeBob, Gumdrop Goblins reproduce asexually. I'm pretty sure Gumdrop Goblins reproduce asexually. Like, I just have a feeling, maybe not. Maybe they don't reproduce asexually, but they're like the changelings on Deep Space Nine, where the way they reproduce is not like gender is a non-existent concept for them because they're shapeshifters. And sex is a non-existent concept for them because that's not how their DNA works. But the way they reproduce is that two of them will turn into their liquid goo form and merge together, and then their genetics will mix and an offspring will come. Which is weird because their entire species, educational too, their entire species is constantly, like, their home planet is a barren world that is covered in what appears to be an ocean, but is actually the liquid form of their species just constantly merging together. So basically, their entire species just exists in a constant state of orgy, I guess would be technically accurate. All right, this is pretty good. This is pretty good basic line art here. I am going to do quite a bit more work on him, on Smidge. I guess actually, if I'm thinking about it, the changelings actually did have a sense of gender without actually having physical sexes. So they 100%, gender was a social construct. They represented that in 90s science fiction. But yeah, tell me about how modern Star Trek is so woke. This is an unpopular opinion that one might even say is brave words. But in my opinion, Deep Space Nine was the best Star Trek. Goo People, Orgy on the Goo People planet. Orgy, the 90s, 2000s band. I don't know if the word means anything else. It's still PG 1330. Don't get me started on gender and Transformers. Okay, at some point in the very near future, we're going to have to come up with a color for Smidge. I'm not sure what color we want him to be. Him. I keep referring to Smidge as a him. We don't really know. Don't really know what Smidge's pronouns are. There's absolutely no reason for me to keep calling Smidge a he. Again, because it can be whatever we want. They. We'll call Smidge a they for now. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Something I have been doing the last couple of days and I really have been enjoying is rather than trying to control the line thickness of my pen from the outset, like coming back in and re-thickening the lines manually. I think it's given me, I've really enjoyed doing that. And I think it gives me the level of control over my line thickness I really, really wanted. That's actually something I miss from not using Illustrator anymore, is I miss the line width tool. If you're not familiar with Illustrator as a art software, if you've never done line art in Illustrator, it has a great ability for you to actually like draw a line and then flat out control the width of the line at every possible place on it you want. And I've been missing that with Fresco. I love the natural drawing of the vector in Fresco, but sometimes you got to have tools. Smidge gender reveal never. See, like, I bet the Gumdrop Goblins have more genders. Like, based on Smidge's, we have to assume, because he's a fantasy creature, that based on Smidge's personality alone, most Gumdrop Goblins are some kind of force of chaos. They are creatures of pure innocence and freedom. That's the way Paramin always describes him, is that he is a force of chaos because he's too innocent not to be. Like, he just doesn't have a concept of the trouble he might cause someone. So if we assume that all Gumdrop Goblins are like that, and that the idea of personal freedom is probably pretty important to their culture, then we would say that Gumdrop Goblins probably have a lot of genders, because they would value the importance of self-expression in its most accurate and full form. I'm drawing a baby goblin monster, and I still can't stop myself from working on world building. That's how much of a forever GM I am. Their gender is just their name. Right? That's probably accurate. Until, if they spend enough time in this company of non-Gumdrop Goblins, then they start to accept the weird ways that non-Gumdrop Goblins express these things. Like it's fully, like they fully recognize it as a social construct and are willing to accept it, because why not? They don't want to make anyone sad. I want this line. Ooh, I want this line to go like this, so I might as well overwrite it. Yeah. Oh, let's turn that smoothing way up to get a nice curve to it. I want it sharp and curvy. I want it sharp and curvy. All right, this is good. This is a fun character here we've come up with. Oh, I was worried when I opened the wheel and only had a couple of things on it that it was going to be a bad night. Like it was going to be a hard night for art. But honestly, could probably spend a lot of time on this one character and have a lot of fun with it. But I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'll draw more stuff. We do what we want to finish out this week as far as wheel goes. So we do want to add some stuff to it if we can, but we don't have to worry about next week having stuff on the wheel, because next week we're going to work on the January Patreon. Don't have any idea what that theme's going to be yet. So if you want to be part of the brainstorming on the January Patreon theme, start thinking now. We will brainstorm on Monday and then probably spend Wednesday and Friday doing some design work for the theme. Tomorrow and Saturday are the last 2 days of the market for me. So chances are I will be able to go longer on the stream going forward, at least until I am able to find some kind of part-time employment, or until my sugar daddy starts paying me more money, raises my allowance. We'll see which one of those comes first. And I might do some extra stream stuff once the market is over. I'm a little nervous for this week. So I ordered sticker paper. I ran out of sticker paper last week, and I had to order more. And because of some reason, I don't know, for some reason, that paper has been delayed until Friday getting here. I don't know what's going on that would cause that to happen. But I have solstice stickers I need to print and cut for the market this weekend. And I'm going to have to do all of that on Friday. So hopefully they get here relatively early Friday. Although, because the market doesn't start until 3, I can still do some cutting in the morning if I have to. It's not like it was in the summer where if I don't get that, then I'm in trouble. And then we'll go a little like there. Almost done with this line art. But see how much more like character doing the line art this way has added to it. Like I really have been enjoying it. This is a thing. So the first thing I did this on was the Grinch mat drawing that I got really sucked into. And I was trying to emulate the cartoon style of the How the Grinch Stole Christmas cartoon. And there's a lot of line weight variants in that style. And I just had so much fun doing that piece. I got so sucked into doing that piece that I've kind of been doing it on a bunch of other stuff ever since. Also, I think it'll help because I'm going to probably work on doing a coloring book soon. And I want to be able to do some of these heavier lines and just black and white, really practice in black and white line art style, because that's what makes a good coloring book. Maybe whatever theme we come up with for January, I can do a coloring book for January. I wouldn't be able to necessarily mail you guys a coloring book because the shipping cost would be very high, but I could definitely do downloadable, printable coloring book stuff for you as part of the January Patreon theme. So keep that in the back burner. I try to never order anything time sensitive this time of year. Yeah, I try not to either. It was my fault. I didn't think about it because I'm just so used to my 2-day shipping, you know? And honestly, I didn't realize until I had run all of the Patreon stickers for the month that I was low on paper. And if I wasn't doing a giveaway sticker, I guess I could just not give away a solstice sticker. Would be a little sad by that though. I've told people I would. If I wasn't giving away the sticker, it wouldn't be a big deal because I won't have, I've got plenty of inventory on my other stickers and, I won't need Patreon stickers for a couple weeks again. So it's not the end of the world there, but it just sucks. It just means I'll have to, like I said, I have to work on Friday, get some stuff done. The art's done. The design's done. It'll be fine. And they're round. They're circular stickers. So they won't take very long to cut. And they'll be about the same size as the Small Business Saturday sticker. They won't be full-size stickers either. Trying to cut back on a little bit of my sticker costs. Having given away close to 10,000 stickers this summer at the market, I'm cutting back on my sticker cost, my free sticker costs. All right, here we go. This is Smidge. You could just do a coloring sheet for each month too. With it being January, it could be made to be a collectible for the year. Oh, that's true. A single coloring sheet would go pretty easily into your envelopes. Especially if I did, because, so I'll show you guys something. I bought a thing. This is a stapler specifically designed to do saddle stitch stapling on half sheet booklets. So I could do a coloring book, 5.5 by 8. And the envelopes I send out, the big ones, the big heavy cardstock envelopes that I actually use for mailing are 6 by 9. So those would fit in one. That's for sure a baby Smidge smooch. Yeah. Okay, so $64 million question. What color is Smidge? Now the easiest way, if Smidge was half Smeech, half Smooch, what we would do is we would come down here and just like draw a little circle there. Oops. Let's put that circle on its own layer. We'll do a little. Another little circle on its own layer. So like that. And then we do a second layer. And we grab Smooch's pink. And we draw a little, draw a little circle of that. And then we would blend them together. Maybe just like this. And then we'd be like, boom, there's Smidge's color. But that color is gross. How's it going? I hope you're having a good night. You could also make mini coloring sheets for kids if they would prefer it over a sticker. That's the entire thing that started me on my path towards learning how to do coloring books. Like doing research into coloring books and what paper they should use. And one of the things I was really worried about was I was like, I want to use the right paper for coloring books, and all I really have is like printer paper. And so I was worried that I wouldn't have good enough quality coloring books. But I went out and I went to the Dollar Tree and bought some coloring books for myself. And they're basically made out of newsprint, and newsprint is like the cheapest possible paper you can buy. Wait a minute. This can't be possible. Rollivan and Yeti can't be in the same place at the same time. One of them is clearly imposters in a trench coat. 2 kobolds in a trench coat. I don't believe it. So for the newcomers, we have drawn Smidge. Smidge is a baby Gumdrop Goblin. Gumdrop Goblin being what Smidge is. I know that Smidge's tongue is going to have to be, you know, Gumdrop Goblin colored. Oops. That was supposed to be on that layer up here. So we'll bring you up. And we'll merge those 2 layers. Duplicate them. Duplicate. And then tongue base color. Kobolds in a trench coat is in there to chat. Rollivan is the raccoons in a trench coat this time. So I know some of you are new to Twitch, so you are probably not aware of some of the ways Twitch chat commands work. But if you wanted to, you could type in /me followed by whatever you wanted to say, and it will come off as an emote like in a mud. I think I want to go yellow. Yeah, I like yellow. I like yellow Smidge. What do you guys think? Is this good? Then we grab an orange here for the ridges. I don't know what's going on with my thing. My OBS seems to have decided to start giving me troubles. So hang on. It might just be, apparently it is just my chat. I have done something to my chat command on OBS. So I've got to come over here to the stream. There we go. Let's see. I missed some chat here. Rollivan is the raccoons in a trench coat this time. Those 2 colors side by side look like a watermelon candy. You better ask the orange's consent first. That's fair. So the yellow and orange look like a watermelon candy? Or the pink, the yellow and pink look like a watermelon candy, pink and green. I don't know what colors we're talking about. Also, we could just go completely different. Go with the blue. Blue was an option as a color at one point for Smooch. So we can definitely do it blue. I like the yellow though. I'm gonna stick with the yellow, but I will make the rattle blue. Little blue rattle. And maybe it was a little pink and blue rattle. Those are the genders, right? Blue, pink, green, yellow. Oh. Did I remember to color in? Nope, I did not. Remember to color in Smidge's eyes. Boop, boop. All right, so that's pretty good. So we'll come in here and we'll get our shading color. Boom. Like that. Can I move you over? Ah, no! I broke the thing! I broke the thing again! Grumble, 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 grumble. My chat is in a bad place on my screen in the client here. Yellow is cute, almost more gold. Okay. Okay. Wish I could just pop out chat. Oh, there we go. I just move you over there like that. That works. Now the chat's where I need it to be. Yeah, all right. And we'll go there. Bring the shading down like this. Yeah, that's a good shade color. A little shade up here on his little just starting to grow in nubs. And hopefully I've been working on the right layer the whole time. I was on the right layer the whole time. And then like this. Maybe a little action like this. Little like there. That looks good. Here we go, like that. Bring this and curl it a bit more. Really shape that rattler. And like there. Little flappy. And there. Smidge. What are you talking about, Smidge? Not to mama. So I know you said you had this voice in your head for the not to mama for Smidge, and I kind of like that, but I also just kind of like the idea of maybe Smidge just like is like and they just treat Smidge as though Smidge is speaking full English the whole time. Like, Gumdrop Goblins are born speaking their language, but not English. So they have to learn English. Oh no, that's there. I got off the color I was supposed to be on. There we go. Could be a lot of things. Could be a lot of fun world building to do here. That's on the wrong layer. inevitably only one character can understand him. I don't know. I think I want to, like, instead of going like one character understands, you go the Chewbacca route and everyone understands except the audience. The Chewbacca or R2D2 route. Which I think we should henceforth refer to as the R2Bacca route. That's a good point, Bear. I always like, so this is my cartooniness coming into play. I like it when a show has a character like a Chewbacca or R2D2 style character that is important. Like, the show, the writers don't want to have to come up with really poignant things to say. They don't want to have to be very like poetic and clever in the writing. So they take a character like an R2Bacca and they have them go like give a monologue in their nonsense language, and then have all of the other characters go, "That's a really good point. You're so smart. We should all learn a lesson from this." And that's what Smidge is. Smidge is the lesson learning character. Okay. So also I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add another layer here. I'm going to bring in some more yellow. And I'm just going to do a little bit of highlight. Just enough highlight that you know this tongue is really wet. Not as wet as maybe Smidge's tongue. It doesn't have like dripping saliva like in my goblin print. That tracks considering the tongues being the way of pronouncing. Yes, since they're born with a full-size tongue. So let's put, like I said, little highlights in here. A little bit of fun. Maybe we'll even come up. We'll move all the way up another layer above the line art and bring in our white. And what if we do one of these? Do one of these things. Go full Pac-Man on Smidge here. Full Pac-Man eyes. Full-blown Pac-Man eyes. Oh, that's not... Maybe instead of Pac-Man eyes, we go full-blown... Here, I'm going to use a different color so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing real fast. Come in and we just go full-blown watery anime eye. And you're going, why is it red? Because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Because we'll start there, and then I'll come in, and we'll go blam, 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 blam. Full-blown watery anime eyes. They speak a language of moisture. Could even... I like that. I actually like that a lot. I'm going to make that the same yellow as the... Maybe not. Maybe we'll just leave it white. I like it. I actually like that. Oh, okay. There he is. That's Smidge. So I grab my little brush over here, make sure it's not set too high. Smidge. So if you're seeing me draw Smidge on the screen right now, and you have an idea of something you would like me to draw, now would be a good time to put that in the chat, because we're going to be opening the wheel here in just a minute. just a moment. But I'm going to clean up my layers. I got a ton of layers. I've used a ton of layers on this drawing. We'll delete layer group. Delete. Oops, not duplicate layer. Delete layer. Delete layer. Delete layer. And now we will merge all of these into a layer group. Bloop. Yay. Who doesn't speak a language of moisture? Is that what's being brought up there? Smidge. This is painfully cute. This is a painfully cute character we have drawn. Thank you for being part of it. I appreciate each and every one of you and your input on helping me make this insanely cute bubblegum goblin. But it is time for the wheel. It is time for the wheel. Currently on the wheel, we have a zombie, daily zombie. We have a 100 creatures creature. We have comatose heart sloth, the Care Bear cousin. And a random animal with reindeer antlers. Those are all the things that are currently on the wheel. So again, if you would like to add something to the wheel, feel free to go ahead and just share it in the chat. We'll get it added. We'll make it happen. He will be a very cute sticker. Yes, he will. Or just a really cute avatar for someone to use, like a little image. Just a cute little dude. Hopefully this drawing will be cute enough to get people to click on the VODs. Suggestion: salamander on a pogo stick. Added. Salamander on a pogo stick is now on the wheel. I don't know if you know this, but an axolotl is a cousin of the salamander in its baby form, known as a water dog. I restarted the chat in the OBS, so now I can see it again. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel and see what comes up. It's not too late to add things to the wheel. You can always add things to the wheel. If I'm not live streaming, by the way, and you have an idea that you want to add to the wheel, you can head over to the Discord, and there is a suggestions channel in the Discord where anything you put in there, I will add to the wheel. So feel free to take advantage of that if you come up with ideas outside of live stream time. And we got a random animal with antlers. The idea here, of course, being they're not just antlers. They are, in fact, reindeer antlers. This is a reindeer drawing challenge that we want to basically do a little Christmassy mascot guy. So I am open to suggestions on what animal you would like to see wearing reindeer antlers, while I look up reference images for reindeer antlers. Otherwise, I'm going to end up drawing one of two things. Either full-blown, like, holiday reindeer antlers, or Max the Dog style antlers. A woolly mammoth. Okay, woolly mammoth drawing reindeer antlers. We'll do it. We'll do a woolly mammoth drawing wearing reindeer antlers. Okay, so that means I'm also going to need some reference art for a woolly mammoth, because you know what? I have never drawn in my entire life a woolly mammoth. A fox could be fun. I'll tell you guys what. Tell y'all what. We'll do both. We'll do one then the other. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. We'll just do some animals wearing antlers for the rest of the night. It's 8 o'clock now. We'll draw animals wearing antlers until we get bored and decide to say F it. All right, so a woolly mammoth is a furry elephant, right? So we'll start with like a round elephant font head. And then looks like a woolly mammoth might have a little bit of a flat on its head. So we'll go there. I was drawing this little face line, and right now it looks like I've drawn a butt. Is this going to be a fun woolly mammoth? I'm hoping it's going to be a fun woolly mammoth. As opposed to, like, I don't know, a not fun woolly mammoth, like Ice Age or something. So we'll do a little, bring in our little triangle for the nose connector. Down like this. Actually, you know what? I need this to go. I need a little line here. I'm going to try to map this out. I've never drawn a woolly mammoth before. So I'm going to do my best. I'm trying to map out a little facial action. You know how you do. I like to map out that facial action. And then we'll do a little trunk thing here. Like this. Well, how do I do tusks? Like, like this. Little woolly mammoth tusks, like there. Eye lines. Of course, we're gonna have to have this head line here. I have beef with the term woolly mammoth because it is a long, straight hair, not wool. And also there isn't any other type of mammoth that would require you to use an adjective to differentiate them. Oh, my comment wasn't a question. I know it's going to be fun. All right. I'm sorry that you have beef with the woolly mammoth. But maybe because it predates all of the animals that you think of as woolly, they're the ones that are wrong. And also, maybe woolly is its first name. Like, you don't just call a Tyrannosaurus Rex a Rex. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, 2-word name. That's right. I'm calling you out. All right, so we'll go little line like so. I'm going to try little antler. Another little antler. That looks kind of okay. That looks kind of right. All right, and then we'll go full dumpy body like we do. You know, we're cartoonists here. Woolly mammoth. There we go. There we go. You know how I do. I like the dumpy body. And then, I'm going to move him over here. I'm actually going to make him a little dumpier than he probably should be. I think woolly mammoths actually have pretty long legs, but I'm going to give him little short legs here, like this. Because what if our woolly mammoth is holding like a stick? We'll have to figure out how to do the hands here. There we go. That'll work. a little stick with a piece of mistletoe on it, right? To entice our little fox friend in for a kiss. Tyrannosaurus is an adjective. I think Tyrannosaurus is an adjective. I have a Tyrannosaurus-sized headache. Godzilla is any proper noun. Any noun can be used as an adjective. I will stand by that. You know, that's a Godzilla of a mess you've made there. It works. It just works that way. Oh, you know what? You know what I forgot to give this fox? A little foxtail. There we go. Just so I don't forget in the future. So we'll go there. Let's grab a detail pencil. And we'll start with a snout. Is a mammoth's nose furry? I don't know. All of my reference images are cartoons. And all of them are solid colors. I think it is. It looks like it should be. It looks like it should be furry. And... oh, I wasted an opportunity. I could have had this mammoth holding that mistletoe in its nose. I love the fox looking up like that. Thank you. I'm drawing in these cheekbones for a reason. And hopefully when I get to the finished product, you'll understand why I did it. I hope it comes out cute. If you can't be scary, you should be cute. Those are the two types of art that should exist. Art should be terrifying or cute. I need to look up a facial reference here. I better make sure I phrase that correctly on Google. You don't want to just Google something like facial reference. Might come in a little something. You might see something you weren't intended to see. Eyes. Like that. Just little mammoth ears. Gee, why not, Matt? I don't know. You're the weirdos. Oops, I just Googled that inside my reference image window. So I need a mammoth ear. I'm just going to draw a mammoth ear that looks a little bit like an elephant ear. I don't know if this is accurate or not, but this is what I'm going to do. There we go, like there. Little hair. Headband. Antlers. This is a PG-13 stream, so I can't answer your questions for you. Birds do it. Bees do it. Even bottle-node fleas do it. I don't know how that song goes. All I know is that's the story of love. Those are pretty good antlers. I'm pretty proud of these antlers, actually. So Wu Li is asking, wondering, what does the fox say? Oh, oh. I have no idea what elephant teeth look like. But I know what elephant hands look like. I've seen enough cartoon elephants to know what I have to do there. One of the Care Bear, speaking of Care Bear cousins, because it's just a thing that comes up every time I look at the wheel. One of the Care Bear cousins was an elephant, and I cannot remember the elephant's name. But there was definitely an elephant Care Bear cousin. And my sketchy memories of the elephant Care Bear cousin is the primary source of information I am using to draw this woolly mammoth. To draw a woolly mammoth. Maybe a little bit of Horton. Here's the Who in here. I'm not gonna lie. There could be a little bit of Horton. I've been doing a little bit of stuff with some Dr. Seuss art lately. Looking at some Dr. Seuss art. So there's definitely some Horton potentialness here in this this mammoth design. I should actually probably study more Doctor Who or Dr. Seuss. Doctor Who. I should definitely study more Dr. Seuss. If they were pink, it was lots of heart. Lots of heart was the elephant cousin. Thank you. I knew chat would Google for me, so I didn't have to. Yeah, so that's who I was thinking of, was lots of heart, the elephant. All right, we'll come down here. And we're gonna find out, what does the fox say to Woolie's mistletoe proposal. Can you believe I'm drawing this fox entirely from memory? I point that out in case anyone's like, why is he so bad at drawing a fox? Because I'm doing it from memory. I did not look up fox reference art. What does the fox say? Ooh, 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 wow. Yes. This is a headband. This line is a headband. For the fox's antler headband, which should be a little more fakey traditional Christmas. What I have learned tonight, just in this stream while drawing this image, the headbands that are supposedly for reindeer actually look more like that legendary cryptid that some people still swear is real, a moose antlers. Okay, I feel like this is a very cute picture. And if I put this on a greetings card, people would buy it. That's what I'm feeling right now. So what I'm saying is there's a good chance I'm going to put this on a greeting card. So we're going to go, I want to overemphasize this cheek here. Oops, I definitely need to bring some smoothness back. Overemphasize the cheek. Start working on getting famous so that maybe someday my woolly mammoth art will be in the stores. I actually don't know what the fox says. I have avoided that song at all costs, but whenever asked what a fox says, my brain says crazy frog. So what does the fox say? Ring, ring, ding, ding, rah, rah. Ring, ding, ding, rah. I agree. Cute card. Thank you. You're not too terribly far off, unfortunately, as far as what the fox says. It is a techno song. So, like, it's not that different than Crazy Frog. I used to be able to say that about Baby Shark. I used to be able to say, I have managed to avoid hearing Baby Shark. But I no longer have the ability to do that. Actually, you know what? I just realized this should probably loop this way. Now I have definitely heard Baby Shark. And I blame Ryan Reynolds. And if you know, you know. That's not entirely true. I managed to go for years and years and years without hearing Baby Shark, but I did hear Baby Shark before Deadpool 3. Now it's stuck in my head, just out of nowhere. I brought it up, and now I'm going to be stuck with it in my head the rest of the night. Which, you know what, in the grand scheme of things, probably still better than What Does the Fox Say? What does the fox say? I'm going to get Kendra to play that at the market this weekend. Speaking of markets this weekend, Saturday is the last day of the C Street Holiday Market. If you are still in need of a Christmas gift or some stocking stuffers, it would be a good time to come by the market. It's all local artists, local artisans, jewelry, toys, art of a bunch of different great artists, stickers, greeting cards, prints, bookmarks, all kinds of stuff that would make great stocking stuffers and great gifts. All of it made by local artisans. And I can probably tell you, for the most part, you would probably pay better prices than you would in a big box store. Despite my telling them all spring, all fall, winter-ish long that they're undercharging, a lot of my fellow C Street Holiday Market people are still undercharging. But more importantly, like, you wouldn't have to worry about the lines that you would normally get at the big box stores. And unlike trying to order from, say, a major online distributor of goods, you will actually get your stuff in time to give it to your loved one for the holiday. Even if your holiday is Saturday instead of Wednesday, you would be able to go. So that's my pitch for the C Street Holiday Market. If you're in the Springfield, Missouri area and want to come check it out, it's a great time with great people doing some really cool stuff. And it's a great way for you to feel connected to the youths, because I'm like one of the oldest people at the holiday market. Like, I'm the old man. So you can connect to the young folk and support not just local small businesses, but young artists who are just starting out in their lives, their careers. Some really, really good kids. They would probably be upset with the concept of me calling them kids. Not really. They know they make me feel old. Things come up in conversations about how, like, I was in high school before most of them were born. But it's a good atmosphere. It's a good time. I have a lot of fun hanging out there. Even if I wasn't selling, I'd probably still want to hang out. And you can buy some unique stuff that you can't get anywhere else. One really cool thing about the market is that the person who is organizing it was really good about kind of vetting the people in it. So everything sold there is actually a local product. Which is not true of all of the markets in Springfield. And if I'm being completely honest, not always true of the C Street Market. All right. I'm liking this picture a lot. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. You know my rule. If I have fun drawing it, you're going to have fun looking at it. I'm literally a thrall of Baby Shark. Is it, like, how possible? Like, I don't understand. I'm not a father. I'm not a parent. I have been very responsible in my genetics material over the years. And so I have a legitimate question for you here. Your child is tiny and therefore not capable of defeating you in combat. So why do you have to listen to her music? That's my question for you. I feel like when I was a kid, we listened to dad rock. Because I couldn't take my dad in a fight. And now that I'm an adult and he is old, he listens to my rock and roll. That's mostly a joke. Although I did catch him listening to The Fray yesterday, but that's because he has a singer-songwriter station that The Fray came up on, not because he actually listens to The Fray, not because I beat him into submission and forced him to listen to The Fray. I would never force someone to listen to The Fray. I would just explain to them why they should, because The Fray is awesome. And there you go. You know most of what you need to know about me as a person now. I like the idea of, like, this stick is wrapped, the nose is wrapped, the trunks. Elephants have trunks. The trunk is wrapped around this stick. No 2-year-old shall ever make me listen to music. Explain to them. I honestly cannot remember a single song by The Fray. The song specifically that he was listening to yesterday was How to Save a Life. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. I know for a fact you listen to The Fray more often than you would probably realize because I played it quite a bit when we were thuning. For those of you who are unfamiliar, to thune is to go to turntable.fm back when it was still a functional website and play music for your friends in the name of Lord Thune, the Norse god of rock and roll. It's hard to do that now, though, because turntable.fm has basically been shut down again. Apparently, all of that copyright violation on non-licensed music, you can only stay open for so long before they catch on to you. And the tech bros think they can bring down the music industry. That's why all of my videos just have covers of songs being sung by Zombie. Zombie will never get sued for stealing music. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend. Then I bit him and brought him back. Oh, I should be talking and not just zoning out. Yeah. So how's everybody's night going? It's Wednesday. It's the darkest part of the year. And we do live in the darkest timeline. So maybe that would be a good time to just to stop and take a moment to stop and check in on everybody and see how everybody's doing. Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a good night, good week. I love how the captions think you have a lisp in saying Thune, and showed soon. Thune, Thune. Yeah, you can't trust an AI to do anything. It can't even caption a live caption a stream. I can't believe how poorly this miraculous technology that none of us could have even hoped to see exist 30 years ago functions on my live stream when I don't pay for it at all whatsoever. Ugh. Hashtag first world problems. Okay. So a little nose action on this fox. I guess I should be happy that I only had one of Rollivan or Yeti here when I said diaper action earlier. That's the type of thing they won't let me live down, probably. Thune equals Thor plus tunes. I do not remember why Thor was involved. Oh, we did name it on a Thursday. That's why Thor. Also, he's the Norse god of rock and roll. But yeah, named on a Thor's Day. I have drawn more than one depiction of the Lord Thune. And honestly, why would it be any other? If you're going to have a deity, if you're going to create your own deity for rock and roll, why wouldn't you pick the Norse pantheon, right? Like, what are you giving a Greek god of rock and roll? There's no, you know what? There are lots of Vikings in metal. There are no metal Argonauts. That being said, if you know of any really awesome metal bands from Greece that I should check out, let me know about it. I'll check them out. Or if you know of any metal bands who do music about Argonauts, I'll check them out. I'll be willing to stand corrected. Metal Aztecs top of their own pyramids, sacrificing humans. Okay, you know what? That is pretty metal. The Aztec are pretty metal. Gold. That's the metal they had. I think if you're Bronze Age, you can't be metal. Like, that's just the nature of the world is you have to be at least Iron Age to be metal. I'm sorry, Aztecs, that's probably ruling you out. I don't know enough about Aztec society to know if they had Iron Age level technology or not. I feel like the answer is no, because I don't think there's a lot in the way of iron ore in South America. But I don't know for sure. The only thing I really know there is that a lot of their weaponry was made using small pieces of stone or metal because they didn't have good enough metal, like they didn't have access to enough metal to make swords, so they made like chainsaws basically. Yeah, gold, that's what I was like. I felt like gold was the predominant metal in the area, and gold does not make good weapons. So how metal can you be without? Yeah. Oh, that's a philosophical conversation I would love to debate. Like, how metal can someone be without iron? Oops. You know what? I just realized I missed a line being trimmed. Oh, it's bad. That's bad. That's bad. There we go. Fix that. Fix that for the kiddos. There we go. Now I can redo that. Let me know. That's the question of the hour. Is can a society, as a society, be truly metal if they do not have access to iron? Like, is iron the defining metal of metal? I feel like you're making a really good case for the Aztec. Like, I think you've definitely given me something to consider on my stance here. Like, they've earned a recognition, definitely. Like, I also feel like a little bit, you know, I'm gonna have to trace some roots. So when I say I listen to metal, I totally mean like power metal through and through, right? And that is definitely like Scandinavian bands, that is Norway, Sweden, that part of the world. Okay, I need some fox colors. I'm gonna see if I can get some. I know they're like cream and brown and black, like those are fox colors, but I'm gonna look and see if I can narrow down a little more active, like a little more accurate palette than just green or cream and orange and black. Uh, um, do 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 do. Maybe let's use the, you know, like a little orangey creamy there. Like that looks good. That looks like a good color. And we'll come up here and we'll go like this. And then that will come down like this. Do a little belly action. And the point of the tail. Boo 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 boo. And then we will do a much browny brown. Down here on the paws and the tips of the ears. I was going to do black on the tips of the ears, but the actual reference picture I found is a fox with brown on the tips of its ears and a little bit more orange in its fur than what I had in my mind. And I went, you know what? That'll look better with the liner. I don't, if I did solid black, it would just come out looking weird. And then a little more orangey. A little bit of orangey in our lives. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm good at things sometimes. I actually want this cream color around the eye here. And then we'll do a little whites of the eyes. I like, so what I've done here is I've drawn this woolly mammoth to be a little bashful. And this fox to be like, please ask me if I want to kiss you. I want to kiss you, woolly mammoth. Woolly mammoth, you're the cutest ancient creature of the Ice Age I ever did see. A little brown on the antlers there. So there's our flat colors. I think this looks good. I think this is a cute picture. Woolly mammoth loves the fox. I am going to actually do a little bit of like coming in and just do some little detail colors. So like I just want to add some pink to the cheeks, like woolly mammoth is blushing. Woolly mammoth. It doesn't really read though, does it? Do full red. I guess not. It just doesn't read. Doesn't read right. Fox wants to speak to Mammoth in the language of moisture. That's your free ASMR for the day. I was gonna make the Mammoth blush, but I don't think it looks good. So instead, I'm just gonna come in and do some shading. Go ahead and move to the shading phase. Here, nice blue color for the shade. A little quick hack for anyone out there who's like, I don't know enough about coloring. How do I pick a color for shading? I'm not an expert by any means, but part of the concept of shading is like atmospheric occlusion. So like how the actual air impacts what you see. So shading is just the absence of light, right? Darkness is just the absence of light. And your atmosphere changes how you see the things that you're looking at in general. So on Earth, you can usually get away with using a blue base for your shading if you're going to use like a multiply layer, because our atmosphere is blue, right? Like normally. Although if it was a heavily polluted atmosphere, you might want to use an orange base. But as a general rule of thumb, you want to go colder on your shading, like use a colder color for your shades and a warmer color for your highlights. But not always, you don't have to. Like that's just a rule, a general rule. Obviously, if your character is in a room with red lights, your highlights would be red tinted. And then you might, if they're in a room with blue lights, your lights might be blue tinted, and then your shading might be more red tinted, so more like a purple. You know, just that's how I think about it. Is I'm trying to go like, what is the color of the atmosphere I am trying to put between the viewer and the thing I'm shading? That's the question I ask myself. And again, I'm not a professional by any means. I guess I am a professional because people pay me for this with some frequency. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not a coloring expert. I've talked several times on the channel about how my ability to see color is not the super greatest compared to a lot of people. Like I'm not colorblind. I just do not see as many shades of color as some other people I know. So like color, I have these rules that I follow because I'm not the greatest with color. And one of the things that I have found to be a true statement in my life is that the basic rules, like it's okay to break the rules, but you got to know why you're breaking them. And so like there's nothing wrong with following the rules. There's nothing wrong with following the rules. Oh, sometimes I feel like I have to defend myself because I'm very lawful on my alignment chart. Which is weird because like part of me is still very second edition Dungeons and Dragons. And so following the rules ain't punk rock. It depends on what the rules are and why you're following them. Blind disobedience isn't punk rock either. Living your punk rock principles is punk rock. Don't mess with me. but you do you. You're the artist. There's nothing wrong with following the rules, sir. No, sir. Following the rules is bad. No. Blind. Okay, I'm gonna throw this out there. Blindly deciding that anything is bad without knowing the principles behind why you do what you do is bad. What is punk rock is breaking the rules within the rules and nobody knowing. I could agree with that sometimes. To me, punk rock is the value philosophy, the idea. You know, it's not anarchy because anarchy is like, I was not prepared to give my philosophical treatise on punk rock tonight. The concepts of punk rock often align with anarchy, which would make you think that they are anti-rule on merit of rules. But that's not really an understanding of what the anarchy is that they're talking about. You see, the anarchy of punk rock, I should point out, also not an expert at all on this. Knowing the rules and choosing to not follow them. Knowing the rules and choosing to not follow them for a reason. It's the reason. It's the motivation. Hang on, wait, I got it. Punk rock is doing what you want and think is right, regardless of what the rules. Yes, there you go. Thank you. I'm much more comfortable with D&D alignment charts. Punk rock is, yes, I think Yeti just nailed it. Punk rock is neutral good. People might think punk rock is chaotic good because a lot of punk rock is anti-authoritarian, and authoritarianism is often depicted as the rules, which is fair because that's like how it goes. But it's important to remember that, like, when we're talking about an alignment chart specifically, these are not arbitrary distinctions. Like, these are primal forces of the universe in Dungeons and Dragons. So, like, chaos is a specific thing, not the same as anarchy, which is personal responsibility and that sort of stuff. Like, believe it or not, this is going to sound weird because anyone who knows who I'm talking about knows that, like, why, well, we'll know why this sounds weird. Someone who expressed a thing recently, I heard him being interviewed on a podcast, and he expressed something that made me go, he gets punk rock, is actually Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller. And people will be like, that's weird because Penn Jillette is known for being a pretty famous libertarian. But Penn Jillette actually has left, like, the whole thing he was talking about on the podcast was why he doesn't want people to associate him with being a libertarian in the United States anymore. And his ethos was, for him, he had become a libertarian because he believed that libertarianism was about personal responsibility. Like, he was a social anarchist. And then during the COVID lockdowns, he got invited to speak at a libertarian gathering for the anti-vax something or other. And that's when he was like, but no, like, vaccines are good. Like, that's not what being libertarian doesn't mean being anti-personal responsibility. It's the opposite of it. And I feel like that, to me, and again, I didn't grow up in the 70s. You know, I wasn't part of the true punk movement. By the time I came along, punk rock was pop, right? It was pop punk. And same with, like, the hacker ethos. I'm a believer in the hacker ethos. And for me, those things there are values of freedom and personal responsibility and respect for each other and the counterculture. And that's much more important than, like, it's not an aesthetic. It's not an aesthetic or just rebelling to rebel. That's actually something that I've had a hard time with a lot of my life, because I've had a hard time expressing that. Most of my life, like expressing that sentiment. I went, got a beer, watched the beer froth all over the floor. Why is my beer shook up? Cleaned up the floor, came back, and the treatsy on punk rock is still going strong. Here's the thing, Rollivan, is when you're a live streamer, you have to basically talk constantly. And if someone doesn't give you a new topic, you just keep kind of talking about the one you got. Especially if it's one that you can actually speak to with some authority. And honestly, I'm probably not the guy to speak with some authority on the subject of punk rock. But I am a person who can speak on authority to living your personal values and why values are the thing that matters. And that's a thing. Like I said, I always had a hard time expressing that sentiment most of my life. I didn't have the right language or tools or even insights really into my own viewpoints to be able to really express all of that meaning to me. But fortunately for me, I did go to school to study talking. Oh, I want a beer, but I don't have pants on. Is the anthropomorphic woolly mammoth reindeer man punk rock? You're making an assumption about the anthropomorphic woolly mammoth reindeer person. I don't know. It's cute. It's cute core. That's what people would call it. Oops, that totally should have been nose on the color layer. People call things cute core. That's what I do, I guess. I draw cute core art. It's who I am. I don't, it's probably not punk rock. But I'll tell you this. The antler wearing woolly mammoth, anthropomorphic woolly mammoth person is not afraid to express their love for the fox. So I don't know what that says. I don't know. There's no political message there. There's no political message to this drawing. And maybe just a little bit of a philosophical and moral one, which is don't be afraid to express your love for the important people in your life. Yeah, the world is, as I always say, the world is a dumpster fire. Let's try to make it a little bit less so. Or the phrasing I came up with when I was working on my About the Artist thing yesterday. The world is a dumpster fire. Let's make it a cozy dumpster fire. I thought that was clever, a clever wording on that. Also, I spent way too much time on that project. Like, I spent many hours on that project. And I probably should not have, if I'm being completely honest. But that was basically Moth did one, and theirs was so good I felt compelled to make one. Oh dang, I goofed. But also woollying the mammoth canceled. What if there was a mammoth that was just skin? That'd be an elephant. I don't know. I don't know. Is there a mammoth that is just skin? Maybe that's why it's called the woolly mammoth. Although I thought we had established that this character's name was Woolly Mammoth. What do you say, Mr. Fox? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And oops. No, not Phil. Let's do some highlights. Shall we do highlight some stuff? Like maybe like a little bit like this? Like some of this highlighty action? Add a little glow, add a little rim light. Draw a little bit of light on these reindeer antlers. Imply that there's some sort of light source right about here. What if a mammoth is like 2 times the size of the largest elephant? Ah, sorry. You're not sorry. They're very different animals. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that you have fallen for the mammoth propaganda trick and believed that mammoth are real. I don't believe in megafauna. I'm just declaring it right now. I don't believe in megafauna. I do not believe in moose. I do not believe in elephants. Hippopotami can't possibly exist. That's crazy talk. Rhinoceri, impossible. They would be crushed by the weight of their own bodies. I don't believe in them at all. I hope people know that's a joke. Way back when I first started blogging back in like 2010, I would write something on my blog and then sometimes would see like a friend would share it on Facebook or something. And someone would respond to it like it was like I was stating a hardcore fact. And I'd be like, no, I'm a jokester. And then the other side of that was sometimes I would state a hardcore fact that I just assumed everyone knew was a fact. And they would be like, oh, he's such a jokester. So apparently I'm bad at jokes. All right. I think this is ready to go. This is a great picture. Do you see what I see? Said the mammoth to the little fox, just making this up as I go along. Do you see what I see? That's I know what the fox says. That's the only thing the fox can say. The cow goes moo. All right. Wait, does this appease the masses? Can I be forgiven for going off on my rules tirade and not being punk and rock enough for you guys, for y'all? I've been actively trying to retrain myself to say y'all instead of you guys. Because even though 100% you guys in my brain is gender neutral, it isn't inherently, but y'all is inherently gender neutral. Y'all gender neutral. Just a thing worth remembering the next time you make fun of somebody from the South. Because you either can feel bad about making fun of them just because of the way they talk, or you can make fun of them because it will drive them insane when you point that out. Either way, they get what they deserve. I think this is a cute picture. Merry Christmas from Mammoth and Fox. I think the future card image is super adorbs. I do too. I think one thing I might do, when I put this on a card, I will probably grab this fox and move him a little closer. The fox is a he, by the way. I just decided that while I was drawing him. I just like the name Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox always sounds good to me. Mr. Fox. So yeah, that's where we're at. We have drawn 2 images so far tonight. We've got Fox, Wu Li, Mammoth, and Fox, and their mistletoe connection, and Smidge the baby Gumdrop Goblin. Smidge is a great picture. I'm very, very happy with this picture. You guys can't see that because the wheel is in the way. I was just recapping with the wheel in the way. Duh. So we got Smidge, very cute. And Mammoth and Fox, very cute. So I think it is 9 o'clock right now. I think I got it in me to do one more picture. To do one more doodle for you. It'll be a simple one. We'll keep it simple, keep it brief. Right now on the list is Comatose Heart Sloth, the Care Bear cousin. Daily Zombie, just a daily zombie. 100 creatures creature, and Salamander on a pogo stick. And if anyone is curious, the next upcoming 100 creatures creature is Brownie. So it would be a Brownie that I would draw if it lands on that. I've already done a Hobgoblin. So spin the wheel. 80s Taco Viking, spin. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a wheel on no live stream, round, round. Daily Zombie. That's okay. I can definitely knock out a zombie in under an hour. I've done lots of them. If anyone is curious as to how I do daily zombies, it's very similar to how I do the brainstorming for the monthly Patreon theme. If I'm stuck for whatever reason, I will look at the National Day calendar and find out what's going on. But I also have a list of prompts that I got from Kicking the Creatives at the beginning of the year that has 367 prompts on it. And I am currently on Heirloom is the prompt. So what will the Daily Zombie be doing today? The Daily Zombie can be doing anything. This is the thing. I have, at this point in time, it's crazy. It's so insane. I have drawn over the course of the last year, 342 daily zombies. I'm sorry, 343 daily zombies. The same thing we do every night. Try to take, oh wait, wrong show. You know what though? Sometimes Daily Zombie likes to cosplay. So maybe Daily Zombie can cosplay as Pinky and the Brain, or as the Brain at least. I think I've done some Pinky fan art, so maybe it's time for Daily Zombie to cosplay as the Brain. How does that sound to those of you who are watching, who will be watching me draw? So let's see. We'll start by kind of doing a little pose for Daily Zombie. This character's name, by the way, is Daily Zombie. Like, that's the character's name, Daily Zombie. I'm trying to do the Brain mouse. I want some reference art here so I can get a pose. So already I've screwed up, so we'll look there. Start with the neck, rib cage, and hips. The spine comes this way. The brain is leaned over with the head hanging down. Serena wants to know if we can call Daily Zombie Dale for short. I don't know. That's not my name, but if that's what you want to call me, fine, whatever. That's the end of the world. Just don't call me late for dinner. Oh. Zombie, you crazy. Okay, I'm not liking this pose I've got going on here. I actually really did and like this, actually. I think I'm gonna stick with this, and I'm just gonna work it. So we got ribs, hips, and then we'll go arms behind the back, like we often see Brain do. Which gives us stomach out. And then legs like this. That would mean the tail would be roughly there. And Brain's tail is all like that. Up here. All right, this will work. This will work. I can make this work. So I just have to basically draw in the zombie into a pose and then put him in the Brain outfit. This works for me too because my by far and away my most popular daily zombies on the video platforms are the ones where he's cosplaying. Especially if I can sing a theme song or something with them. Pinky and the Brain, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. To prove their mousy worth, that overthrow the earth. It's Pinky Zombie and the Brain, 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 Brain. Like there. And then big ol' head. Actually, I'm gonna come back in here. I'm just gonna really give myself that head shape there. And we'll do a little more like this. Like I want this to be a mascot head. So I gotta balance zombie's face with the brain's face. So like that. There we go. That works. That works pretty well. And then he's got big ol' ears, of course, because he's a mouse. A white lab rat, actually. Some people would be like, he's a mouse. He's not a mouse. He's a white lab rat. Actually, I don't like those ears. Hang on. Does this mean he's playing with his food? I'm still laughing at the irony of it being Brain the zombie is playing. Great song, by the way. Does that mean he is playing with his food? That's a good question. One of the things I've never decided if zombie eats brains. He makes jokes about eating brains, so I guess he does. I'm having a hard time getting an ear that looks right. So we want to loop like that. And then, okay. Bring this down. I see exactly how it's drawn. Because here's the thing with Brain. I'm looking at this image, this actual drawing from the show. His ear line actually has a loop in it where the animator looped the drawing. Did the loop-de-loop on that ziggy zag. This is a show from back when all shows were 100% hand illustrated, and that means that there is so much work that went into this for this dumb little gag. And then a little neckline. And I want to go, I think what I'm going to try to do is like this, like implying, yeah, like that. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. That makes sense to me now. I'll come back here. I'm just going to erase some of this and redo it. Sometimes part of the fun of doing a zombie is trying to figure out exactly how I want to merge the character stuff. Like sometimes when I do the cosplay, I actually like think in zombie world. Like this is okay. So I haven't ever done any actual like full world building for the daily zombie world outside of just thinking some random thoughts inside my head. I probably should. I've done enough of them now that some world building is probably would not just be prudent, but is probably needed. And here's some things that I think about inside my head. Daily Zombie lives in a post-apocalyptic wasteland created primarily in like 2009. Like most of the pop cultural references that I do on Daily Zombie come from before then. That's not necessarily true. It's kind of like like the Simpsons, where the timeline is kind of slipping. So at some point, maybe that will be even farther, like maybe like 2015. But like, definitely in my head canon, and again, have not actually established any lore here. In my head canon, Daily Zombie Apocalypse is like in the TV show Community, they find a sci-fi series they love called Kick Puncher. And they love it because they love to make fun of it. He punches with the power of kicks. But in the first movie, it's like, in the year 2008, the bombs fell, and they're like, oh, I must have missed that because the show takes place later than that. So that's in my head. I'm ripping off that joke, and Daily Zombie is like, the world ended when a virus broke out in the year 1999. Okay. There is some seriously crazy levels of lean going on in this picture. I think I had twisted my canvas. There we go. I had twisted my canvas a little, so I drew a lot of lean. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Y'all, is this brain enough? I could come in here and draw some more Warner Brothers artifacts, like pull some of these lines around like I would if I was working for WB drawing the brain. But I think this works for me. Like, it's clear he's wearing a costume. That's the important part. When zombie cosplays, I think it's important that it's clear he's wearing a costume. So I'm not angry at it. I like it. It works for me. This is how I roll. So we'll just come in and bring in some head action and some giblety jowl lines, and then definitely wearing just like a clown nose, because who doesn't love a good Warner Brothers 3 mascot suit, right? When you're the guy wearing the Warner Brothers themed mascot suit to the orgy, everybody wants to be your friend. I don't know why that was funny to me. I just realized maybe saying stuff like that is the reason that YouTube has stopped showing my videos to people. No, maybe it's reading the VOD transcripts and going, ooh, maybe this is not a channel that we should allow people to see. Oh. Zombie has exactly 3 teeth. That is a clearly established piece of zombie canon. He has one big top tooth on the right-hand side of his mouth, on his right-hand side from his perspective, the right-hand side of his mouth, and 2 little bottom teeth on the left side of the mouth. That's how you speak wetness. Doing that project yesterday, I was basically like going through and picking out my favorite zombie illustrations for the year as part of it. And it was interesting to see how the zombie has evolved, how Daily Zombie has evolved into a character over the course of 2024. There's still a lot of times when I've done other characters, like other zombies, instead of a Daily Zombie, just to like try to shake things up and maybe practice a different art style. But you definitely, as I was going through and looking at the year's worth of these illustrations on the Daily Zombie, I was like, oh, that's when I started doing this on his face, or that's when I started using this style for how I do the nose, or definitely things that he's definitely evolved as a character from the beginning. And it's interesting to me to be able to go back, even just like in the last year, and see that, because one of the things I've always enjoyed, like, I'm a big fan. I don't know if I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about this some, but I'm a big fan of web comics. And I like going back and looking at some of the older art on some of my favorite webcomics, because some of the webcomics I read have been running for like 20 plus years. And a lot of the unlike more traditional comics, webcomics are almost always started by people who are not really established as artists. And so the art style really grows and evolves a lot over the years. And I like to go and look at that and be like, oh man, you can really see how this artist grew. And like when they started developing certain pieces of their signature style that became their like go-to way of drawing things. And that is something I never thought I would be able to see it, not just in my own art, but like over the course of a year of my own art. It's crazy how much of that I can see and just be like, wow, the evolution is there. It's real. It's a thing you can track. I love it. I actually really love it. I'm probably, once I hit the full year of doing daily zombies, I will probably put a video together just showing the evolution of zombie over time. I'll bring that eye back so that I can come in here and just real fast put in some zombie pupils. So he's not a perfect the brain, but I think he's a pretty good the brain. It's the way I like it to be, where you can tell what I'm going for without being like, this is exactly what that is. So let's go. We need a pink tail and white mouse fur. That pink can be used inside the ears also, and the feet. And then we'll do like a light gray, I think, on the arms and pants, like the zombie is wearing. Like his feet are mismatched. Yes, they are. Heavily so. Oh, that just adds to the charm of the character. I'm going to pretend like that was intentional, and it was very much not. Like, I did one foot and then like moved over and did the other foot. I did not actually bother to compare what I was doing. But I have done similar things often enough in the past that maybe people will just assume that it was intentional. So there's our base. Add some real fast shading because it is 9:30. And by the time I finish my shading, it's going to be 10 o'clock. I do definitely need to be off like around 10. Like the little giblets, little jowly bows, jowly bowlies. Little curve there. My favorite cosplay so far that I have done. Well, it's a 2. He did great on his cosplay, right? I have a tie for my 2 favorite zombie cosplays. One is my favorite, like, this is zombie in-world cosplaying. And one is my favorite, like, this is my best piece of fan art for zombie cosplay. And one is one of the very first ones, and one is like one of the most recent ones. The one I think is my favorite so far of like, this is a costume that zombie put together in the zombie apocalypse, is the Sailor Moon cosplay. And like on that one, I don't know what made me decide to do it, but just randomly as I was drawing the image, I decided like the little hairballs. Zombie doesn't have hair. Daily Zombie does not have hair. So I decided that instead of like trying to have like a wig or something, Daily Zombie had like a cue ball and or something like an 8-ball and a baseball or something like that for those little things with hair taped to them. Anytime I have to put hair on the Daily Zombie, it's almost always taped on or somehow attached in that way. But as far as like what I consider my best fan art illustration for a Daily Zombie cosplay so far is the Naruto that I did just real recently, just like the other day. I feel like that was a really good piece of Naruto fan art that just happened to be Daily Zombie. And it was one I just enjoyed doing that picture also because I got to say like, I will be the Zamkage. Believe it. Tatabayo. And I like Naruto. I'm sorry. I know. Oh no, zombie, you froze up on me. I know a lot of people will tell you that like Naruto's not a very great cartoon, not a great story, but those people are jerk faces and should not be trusted or appreciated. Naruto's a fine cartoon. It's a fine shonen anime, a fine shonen manga. I mean, it's not Dragon Ball Z. And definitely, so one of the first, another one I did early on, and it's probably one of the worst ones I did, was Zombie doing the spirit bomb. Was a really bad drawing. I should revisit doing a Goku zombie. Because you know I love me some Akira Toriyama. And I would love to be able to do more work like Akira Toriyama. Actually, if I'm being completely honest, here's one of those things that comes up. So we were talking about how Gumdrop Goblins are like half goblin, half slime. And when we were talking about slimes, what we were referring to is, of course, like the slimes from Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest, depending on how American you are. And those are character designs by Akira Toriyama. So Smidge is actually heavily Akira Toriyama inspired. I used to draw DBZ every day in high school. There was a time when I did it quite often. It was one of those things that, and I've talked about this before, and on this in live streams and on videos on my YouTube channel or my TikTok. Somewhere along the way, I just decided I wasn't very artistically talented and that I shouldn't waste my time practicing art because I was never going to be good at it. And that was around the time that I was like drawing a lot of anime. I also did a lot of Sailor Moon fan art back in the day. And honestly, I've told this story a lot about how Taco Viking exists because my father talked me into starting a creative business, an art business. And that's 100% true. That is a 100% true story. But there is a person in this chat right now who has been encouraging me to create art in various forms for 20 years plus. Yeti Detective has multiple times throughout our friendship tried to convince me to like work on art projects. Has actually convinced me to work on art projects multiple times. And I appreciate that. Because he was doing it in a time period where I was 100% certain I was never going to be an artist, and that I didn't deserve to be an artist, and gave myself a lot of hard times for it. He was very encouraging, so thanks, dude. I appreciate that you've had my back in art all these years. And I'm sorry that we never got the Alcohologist web comic off the ground in a place where we could use it to sell lots and lots of t-shirts. What are we going to do tonight, Pinky? We're going to take over the world. But I'm already the Pharaoh of Earth, so I don't have to take over the world. Let's go on Jeopardy! The Yeti you never forgetty. That's right. Okay, so this was a productive stream. We had 25 minutes till 10. I'm never gonna make it till 10 o'clock. You can tell how much more practiced I am at drawing Daily Zombie by how much faster it was for me to do a full character breakdown. Like, it took me an hour to do Smidge, and it took me less than half an hour to do the Daily Zombie. What happens a lot with Daily Zombies is that I will wake up, like if I don't get one done the day before, I will wake up at 7:30, and Daily Zombie videos go out at 9 a.m. So that means I have to have drawn a zombie and then written a script, voice acted it, and then added some rudimentary animation in 90 minutes. So most of the Daily Zombie shorts you've seen are done in 90 minutes, start to finish, from scratch. And as you can see, it just takes about half an hour for me to do the zombie part. So that other hour basically is me doing a voice recording and doing some rudimentary editing for a small motion graphic style animation in DaVinci Resolve. This zombie is not going to go out tomorrow. This will be Friday zombie. This is zombie number 343. Although this will be the easiest zombie to come up with a script for. Oh, sorry, this is 344. This zombie will be easy to come up with a script for because I will literally just sing the Pinky and a Brain theme song as the zombie. Zombie and the brain, zombie and the brain. One is a zombie, the other is the brain. To prove their zombie worth, he'll overthrow the earth. He's zombie dressed as brain. I hope you enjoy that when it happens. Tomorrow's zombie is a male model. That'll be fun to look at. He's bold. That was the prompt. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I actually love your zombie voice. It is the only zombie voice I accept. Thank you. I'm not gonna lie. This is true. So I put in my about the artist that I doodle because I always wanted to be a cartoon, and this is as close as the technology will currently allow. And that is 100% true. So it's not, when I say I love cartoons, I want to be a cartoon. The zombie voice also tells the best pirate jokes. Thank you. It's not just about the art. I love cartoons and animation as an art, as a thing, a whole thing. So it's not just the drawing, the motion pictures, if you will, and I will. voice acting and all of that, the whole thing comes into it. I love cartoons, and like I said, I want to be a cartoon for a long time. This is not a lie at all whatsoever. This is 100% legit, real. Thanks for the Bob Rosses. This is 100% legit, real, very true thing I'm about to tell you guys. I wear the same outfit on a regular basis, day to day, because I live like a cartoon. If a lot of people are like, how would you feel like I don't want, a lot of people don't want to wear the same thing every day. And I'm like, I literally want nothing more than to open a closet and have 50 of the exact same identical outfit hanging in the closet at all times. And the only reason I don't wear literally the exact same outfit every day, I mean, basically at this point in my life, I wear a raglan, jeans, and suspenders literally every day, usually with a hoodie, and oftentimes this time of year with a flannel because it's cold. It's cool. But like, the only reason I don't wear the same color raglan and jeans every day is because I don't want people to think I'm literally wearing the same clothes every day. But I would happily wear an identical outfit. I would full on Steve Jobs it, because I want to live like a cartoon character. I want to be a cartoon character. And that's why I do this. This is why I like to perform. It's why I like to stream. It is why I would really love to find the time to develop the skills or find the monetary resources necessary to become a VTuber. Again, not because I'm sad. I don't want to show my face. I love showing my face. I'm a beautiful freaking man. But because I want to be a cartoon. I mean, it's closer to being a cartoon. So that's my truth that I'm sharing with y'all right now. And that's what the Daily Zombie exists. He is a cartoon. I just, it's my dream. My dream is to one day just full on poo, be able to exist with no pants. No one will get upset. I mean, that's the dream, right? I know that's Rollivan's dream. Rollivan hates pants. You can ask him about it sometime. Anyway, that was a weird long rant at the end of this video. Thanks for coming and hanging out. If you are in Springfield, Missouri tomorrow afternoon, and you want to hang out with some cool people or get some stocking stuffers or some last minute gifts from local artists and artisans, I and many others will be at the coziest little market in town at 321 East Commercial Street in Springfield, Missouri from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have fun. The weather should be pretty good tomorrow, which is not necessarily true of Sunday or Saturday, which will be the very last chance you have to come and get stuff from me and some other artists. Saturday, 3 to 7 at the same spot, 321 East Commercial Street at the coziest little market in town. The 21st of December is the last day of the market. It's your last chance. And assuming that my stickers get delivered, my sticker paper gets delivered, I will have solstice stickers to give out on the 21st to remind us all to celebrate the light in the times that are the darkest. Now I am questioning if you wear pants during the stream. I do wear pants. No worries there. Sometimes I have to get up in the stream and I don't want to accidentally moon the world, or worse, gummy bear the world, and some of you know what that means. Anyway, I've been Matt Brotherton. This was the Taco Viking Studios live stream. We've doodled some doodles. We did Zombie as Brain. We did Mammoth and Fox and their mistletoe moment. And we did Smidge. Smidge, the Gumdrop Goblin. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I hope your time has been so good that you make sure you are following and subscribing on YouTube and following me on all of the social media platforms where I do awesome daily videos for all of you. And then that you come back on Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time to hang out as we draw. You know what? We're going to draw some more holiday themed art. I think we're going to put a holiday theme in on Friday. We're talking bonfires. We're talking reindeer. We're talking snowmans and Odins slaying giants and enslaving dwarves to make toys for you like the spirit of the holidays intends. Thank you for coming out. Hope you have a wonderful night. You are all amazing people, and I love you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And remember, as always, to please stay weird. I will see you next time.